Author's Introduction. The most wonderful feeling that fills the human soul as it looks up to the sky is the realization that there is a great mystery behind everything. This mystery is the true source of all knowledge, and any person who does not feel the majesty of this mystery is blind. Albert Einstein. It is assumed, according to the sociology of culture, the sociology of knowledge, and cognitive psychology, that every society and every individual has their own unique cognitive system. This system is composed of a collection of knowledge elements or beliefs upon which the society, or the individual, relies to understand the world around them and interact with it. From these elements, they form their overall worldview in the case of beliefs. As for the subjects of cognitive systems, they are countless. We continuously gather information, impressions, perceptions, and fragments of beliefs, which are then organized into these cognitive systems concerning people, groups, phenomena, histories, societies, institutions, etc. Eventually, these subcognitive systems culminate in the overall cognitive system that characterizes a particular society or individual. Until the late 17th century, the view of knowledge was divided into two main perspectives. The first being that knowledge is the result of absolute propositions that the mind is innately programmed to recognize. Humanity, and the second group, aligns with what is transmitted by the senses to the mind. The change began with the writings of Bill, the Frenchman, and Becker, the Italian, where knowledge began to take on an independent form from natural tendencies, or from the innate drives that themselves evolved into the concept of instinct, and this concept also evolved. Knowledge became independent from mere sensory information and became associated with the principle of science on the one hand, and logic that is based on the prevailing concepts in society about environmental space and time and existence in both its material and spiritual forms. Thus, knowledge became conditional on the circumstances of its acquisition and understanding. However, since 1912, Emile Durkheim explained that linking knowledge to its historical and social conditions means the impossibility of objective knowledge. The development of mathematics and other natural sciences came to challenge the absolute validity of the social perspective on knowledge. Although this did not invalidate the social perspective regarding the process of acquiring, comprehending, and employing knowledge. In the 1930s and 1940s, Ernst Cassirer responded to the positivist concept by affirming that the relativity of knowledge depends on a historical perspective that allows for judging the validity of knowledge in each era or society according to its specific circumstances. However, the main problem studied by the cultural, sociological, and cognitive sciences concerns the degree of coherence and consistency between the elements of the cognitive system and its components, such as information, perceptions, beliefs, and the extent of their contradictions. One of the most distinguishing features of any stable and capable social system for healthy development is the coherence and consistency between the elements of its cognitive system, and even the consistency among its contradictions, such as the belief of secularists in the roundness of the earth, or the coherence. By making law and the laws of the world itself, and not uniquely what they ask about as myths or terminology, etc. The degree of internal cohesion within a person, or the organic cohesion between the cognitive components of knowledge in society, is an important criterion for the cohesion of that society, its stability, and its ability to evolve. When this coherence is achieved, sociologists refer to it as cognitive cohesion. Its opposite, cognitive dissonance, is a major factor of social influence, indicating a society's inability to maintain cohesion. This is distinct from social contradiction, which can exist within a cognitively harmonious society. Today, it is rare to find a society that is cohesive, harmonious, and cognitively aligned or otherwise. Every society and every continent now contains a vast mix of different nationalities. Each society has become a multi-civilizational community, composed of groups of people with sectarian and religious beliefs that differ completely from one another. Additionally, technological development has increased human interconnection so that one person's morals, for example, may affect and be affected economically and politically by another person elsewhere in the world. There has emerged a kind of intellectual amalgamation that has no life in its motivation, and one must participate in it, whether willingly or unwillingly. This interconnectedness has become purely utilitarian. However, on a cognitive level, there is a pervasive influence in the global community due to the intellectual and doctrinal contradictions, and the enormous amount of philosophical opinions and scientific theories that have overlapped without a convincing solution for all the conflicting parties involved. Humankind is living in a world where the foundations are established, but where hope either hides or is confined to the offering of a popular scientific and religious narrative to minds engulfed in extremism. For this reason, we see that this is the main issue, which must command, through the efforts and dedication of thinkers and modern religious scholars who must have independent efforts in studying religion in the light of modern sciences. Despite what may be concluded as constants after the confusion between truth and falsehood in sciences, humanity has become unable to distinguish between right and wrong, between the valuable and the worthless, between the genuine and the fake. Any religious scientific research must be based on non-fanaticism toward any theory or religious doctrine. This is necessary if we want to reach a truth that we can rely on with certainty. So, is there an absolute truth to which humanity can cling and live thereafter in harmony with its environment and with fellow humans everywhere? This is the purpose of this book.